Welcome in, everyone. I hope you guys are doing great as always, wherever you're watching from today. We have a big topic to talk about, and that is President Donald Trump targeting yet again another drug cartel as the United States government continues to escalate against the cartels that are harming our people, hurting our country, and poisoning our communities. The time to end this nonsense came and went a long time ago, and nothing was done about it, but the Trump administration continues to make it a top priority. So we're going to get into his latest moves that he's taking against the cartels. Before we do, as always, please make sure to like and subscribe. It absolutely is huge for us. Comment with your thoughts below on how you want to see the drug cartels handled, whether you want to see them brought to court or put into body bags. Let me know in the comments below. The more you comment, the more it boosts us, the more it helps us share these messages and combat whatever fake news might be out of there. And always hit that bell so you know when there's a new video on the way. Now, let's get into it. President Donald Trump, ever since returning to office on January 20th for the start of his second term as President of the United States, has made it a crystal clear priority that stopping the drug cartels from pushing their poison, carnage, chaos, and death into our country is of the utmost importance to him, the United States military, the intelligence community, federal law enforcement, and the entire government as a whole. These scumbags and human animals have been allowed to prey on our society and pump their garbage into it, costing us about 100,000 lives a year. That's 100,000 dead Americans every single year, thanks to the drug cartels and what they're doing. They must be stopped. They must be dealt with. They must be taken out. So far, the president has taken a string of actions against the cartels. He has done multiple things, as we've talked about many times. This includes spy flights, drone flights, militarizing the border, putting portions under the border under complete and total military control that allows the military to exercise greater authority and be ready for a fight with the cartels if the cartels were ever stupid enough to actually come across the border and try to engage Border Patrol and the military. They have engaged Border Patrol in the past. It's been horrific. Now the military's down there with much broader, bigger, stronger tools. Trump is expanding and deepening the tool chest that he's able to reach into. One of the things that he also did was declare drug cartels foreign terrorist organizations, which does open them up for direct action strikes or drone strikes against them. So that's the background. That's where we sit right now when it comes to dealing with the drug cartels. And now, I'm filming this on May 22nd, we have more actions, more news taken against possibly the most horrific cartel of them all. Let's get into it right now. So this is a report that comes from Fox News about the latest actions the Trump administration has taken against the drug cartels, specifically Cartel del Noreste, which I believe was formerly known as Los Zetas. So we're going to I'll throw this up on the screen for you right here, and we'll go through it. The Trump administration sanctioned two high-ranking members of the Cartel del Noreste Wednesday, one of the most violent drug trafficking organizations in Mexico, and a U.S. designated foreign terrorist organization, Fox News Digital has learned. The Treasury Department's Office of Foreign Assets Control sanctioned the two leaders of the organizations, formerly known as Los Zetas. Officials said the gang exerts significant influence over the border region, especially near Laredo, Texas point of entry. The first individual sanctioned was Miguel Angel de Anda Lezama, probably butchered that, a high-ranking member of Cartel del Noreste who oversees the procurement of guns and ammunition for the group. According to the Treasury Department, he is overseeing payments to the facilitators and straw purchasers in the United States and organized the delivery of firearms to Nuevo Laredo, Mexico. Straw purchasers who made the false representations to secure firearms from American businesses who officials said fell victim to the cartel's lies. The Treasury Department said one of the weapons purchased in this arms trafficking conspiracy was recovered after Cartel del Noreste attacked Mexico's army during a patrol in March 2024. The second individual sanctioned was Ricardo Gonzalez Sauceda, who was known as the second in command of Cartel del Noreste before his February arrest by Mexican authorities. The Treasury Department said he led an armed enforcement wing of the organization. He has been arrested in connection with attacks on the Mexican military and Mexican police. At the time of his arrest, he was in possession of a rifle, handgun, 300 grams of a drug I can't say, and a package of 1,500 pills of another drug I can't say. Officials said the new sanctions underscore the Trump administration's commitment to targeting Cartel del Noreste and other violent cartels involved in drug trafficking, human trafficking, arms trafficking, and other heinous crimes endangering the American people. In working towards the total elimination of cartels to make America safe again, the Trump administration will hold these terrorists accountable for their criminal activities and abhorrent acts of violence. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent said Wednesday, Cartel del Noreste and its leaders have carried out a violent campaign of intimidation, kidnapping, and terrorism, threatened communities on both sides of the southern border. So that's where we're at. That's what the Trump administration has done. It is now targeting the two leaders of what arguably, it's either the Sinaloa cartel, the Los Zetas, their old name here, as the worst drug cartels in all of Mexico, the most violent, the most horrific. So that's where the Trump administration at. They continue to target these people. And this one's particularly important because what it does is kneecap this cartel. And now we're going to get into what that means for a potential direct action strike against them. Let's talk about that right now. Now, why is this move by the Trump administration such a critically important one? It's actually very, very, very simple. The targeting of this is clearly being done to cut off any ability for this cartel, which is Cartel del Noreste, to have weapons. This was a direct attempt to cut off the supply of guns, weapons, ammunition to this cartel. The reason that's important, it should be pretty straightforward and obvious. We don't want these guys to be armed at their highest capabilities if and when the decision is made to strike, right? If you're going to do a direct action raid, you want the enemy to be in a piss poor position to defend itself. This is just basic combat 101. By cutting off the supply of weapons and targeting the supply chain for those weapons, what the Trump administration is effectively doing is attempting to disarm them or limit their ability to get arms as much as possible before a potential direct action strike is carried out. That way, when Delta operators or SEAL Team 6 or whatever it might be touch down on the ground and engage in direct action combat, they're dealing with a weakened cartel, not a cartel that has thousands, tens of thousands of weapons, right? We want them to be as limited as possible for whenever a strike might occur. This is just basic common sense. Trump has done a lot of sanctioning of cartels, going after their money, going after their drug supply, but going after their weapons supply is huge because it cripples their ability to defend themselves. Now, let's be clear. If Delta Force lands, it really doesn't matter how well armed these guys are not because everything we're bringing to the fight is going to absolutely obliterate them anyways. But for the safety of our own guys and for the safety of other people on the ground, the Mexican military, the Mexican police, our border patrol, our military on the border, we want these guys to be as lowly armed as possible. We want to cripple their ability to get weapons. That's what this is doing. So when it comes time to reach out and touch these guys, wherever we decide we're going to do it, the Los Zetas, which is their old name, don't have access to massive stockpiles of weapons. That's what we're hoping to avoid here. That's what we're trying to avoid. This is a brilliant move by the Trump administration. It makes sure that when the time comes to strike, which I hope is coming soon, we are able to do it against a weakened enemy. Just like you sanction anyone else before you invade a country or whatever it might be, you try to cut off their oil, weapons supply, industrial access, all of that stuff. We're applying the same principles of war right here. And let me be crystal clear. I hope these guys get put in the dirt. It's what needs to happen to protect this country. It's what must happen to keep Americans safe. This is a smart move from the Trump administration. It is one more step up the ladder to take action against the cartels, direct action against the cartels. And make no mistake about it, when our operators hit the ground, it will be a bloodbath. And the good guys are going to go home and the bad guys are going to get absolutely greased. That's the fact of the matter. But I want you to let me know in the comments how you want to see President Donald Trump handle the drug cartels. Make sure to like and subscribe. It helps us huge. You have no idea how big that is. And obviously hit the bell so you always know when a new video is coming. And I'll catch y'all next time.